social planning, wrong social planning. So yeah, so I think I was around where I talked about my passion for urban spaces. So when people don't get to interact, because a lot of problems that we see, I think it's more sociological than it's being physical. Because back in the days, I remember my granny telling me stories of how it is that they have folk tales under trees and the likes. There's a sense of bond, there's a sense of community. So that way, with you love somebody. You don't just, when a stranger comes, they know.
Yeah.
But with urbanization, cross-culture exchange and all of that, it has restricted everybody to being an individualistic person, right? That whatever we do, it revolves around our immediate lifestyle. Go to church, work, take kids to school, go shopping, and get back into your house. There's little room for interacting with people within your community in real sense, and that is the basis for social.
Yes.
Okay. So when that happens, people don't really feel attached to their community. Like during NSAS, right? When even outside NSAS, if people vandalize properties, it's because they look at it as, I'm being cheated. I want to take it back. So that's a social misconstruct, because the real essence is that is a public infrastructure. It's supposed to serve everyone. But when there's no real sense of belonging, that people, if you imagine you recreate with a certain people in a community, people would take care of your environment more than everyone just doing whatever they would want to do. So that's one concern. Another concern is can actually go down to infrastructure such as transportation. So in a system where there's so much dependence on liquidity, like how much cash you can have or how much liquid income you have, such that a young person finds it hard to move from point A to point B to access opportunities. I've been a what's the word now? I don't want to use the word victim. It sounds like I'm putting myself in a bad light, but it has happened to me. Where
I think everybody in Lagos is a victim.
Everybody in Lagos is a victim. What I'm trying to say, because you need to be at a certain function, so maybe you can present your business or interact with somebody who's going to even help you in the long run. But you can't, because it's far and you need cash to go. But if there were systems whereby maybe as a young person, our social infrastructure, social policy understands that, such that we can now intentionally figure out a way to finance how young people get access to transportation so that they don't lose opportunities. So if you don't understand the social nuances in the environment, it will now be hard to appropriate policies on infrastructure to solve that problem. That's why I'm passionate about bringing in problems from the social point of view, because if you're able to solve that, you can easily create the infrastructure. Okay, this is what's in their head. We've seen instances where government builds maybe like shopping complex, and this is not me just badmouthing the government or saying whatnot. I'm just trying to be very realistic. There are good things that I can identify that I can say too as well. Yeah. So, but what I'm trying to say is, the efforts need to be intentional. We need to go beyond just saying, okay, they want market, give them market. That's a physical structure. The social part is, how do they do their market activities? So you can build a local government can say they've built 48 units of shopping complex. They should go and collect it. Number one is expensive. Number two, if you build story building, most people who use those stalls in that place you use it are even like older women that have maybe like arthritis. They can't be taking stairs, or maybe they are just not comfortable with that kind of kiosk setting. They will prefer an open market. So those are the things that I'm looking at in planning to be included. So like in the research that I'm doing, you need to now understand that these are the needs for young people, like adolescent girls, so that they can be comfortable in public spaces. So they need street lights, they need access to public facilities like toilets. It has gotten to the extent where we are looking at, in a shopping mall,
Yeah.
if you are providing access to toilet facilities, are you providing space for lactating mothers too as well? Because pregnant women or nursing women, nursing women come there. Do we just want, even in buses, do you just want to subject them to just feed their baby outside, or they can have like a changing space, or even in that toilet, or sorry for using the word toilet, convenience. A lady is supposed to use the convenience and she's with a baby. How should she go about that? That's social planning. In certain places in the world, they are ensuring that there are baby seats in conveniences that you can monitor when you are doing your business. So those are the angles that social planning can actually help to make our urban living better. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I said too much.
Alright, not stretch much. I have never ever thought about in quote urbanization in this manner, like in terms of social impact. To be honest, in my head, urbanization is like having like building a house, a structure in one place. The house should be here, the mall should be here, the road should be here, the train station should be here, the bus stop. But I've never thought about the social impact of it to humans, because what you just said is just reminding me of a lot of things. For example, when they made the train station that moves from my 2 to CMS, I was so happy. I was like, this makes a lot of sense. But then, not to badmouth the government, but I think I was expecting more. For example, you make a train, and the idea of the train is to save cost and save time. But at the end of the day, the cost of taking a train is even higher than the cost of taking a bus. Now, when you get to this train station, there is not, the staircase is not well. You can just tell that there's no details on that thing. The elevator is not working. The escalator is not working properly. Some days it's working, some other days it's not working. So someone who is old that can't take the staircase, what do you expect the person to do? Or a crippled person that needs to go down the staircase, what do you expect the person to do? So saying this, what you just see and citing examples you've been giving has actually drawn my attention to details that I have never thought about. And this is why this webinar is very important, because we don't really pay attention to things like this, and these are the things that affect our health. Because I can imagine someone who is crippled being denied of the experience of going through a train or traveling through a train because of the facility was not structured with him or her.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying user experience. That's one thing about, yeah.
Exactly. The user experiences. Oh God, I have never thought about this, and this is going to make me, I'll be so conscious about my environment. I'll be looking out for things, for details, right? Thank you so much, Ore. This is very, very deep. This is so deep. I have never thought about this in my life. I have never dreamt about it, right? So I have a few questions to ask you. Maybe just one. I'll just ask you one more question, because this is supposed to be for 1 hour, and let me let you go, because I know you have a lot on the team. So what I want to ask is, what are some of the biggest challenges that we face in balancing the urban growth and community health? Now, let me give an example. Change is something that people are not always willing to experience, right? If government, imagine government says they want to fix the road. Of course, the intention is very good, but that process of fixing the road is so hard. I remember when Third Mainland Bridge was shut down for 7 weeks. It was hell. Do you get? So the idea, their intention is good. They wanted to fix Third Mainland Bridge so that people will have better experience. But now the process of doing it is even more chaotic to us than even the thought of having it after it's done. Yeah. So how do we now balance this thing? How do we balance urbanization and health for the community? How do we get to make people understand that, okay, this thing we want to do, the idea you have, like this idea you have about going shopping, idea you have for Grevego, it's an amazing idea, but not a lot of people will buy into it. Most people will not buy into it because they will tell you, why should I waste my asking question, why should I waste my money? I can go to the market by myself. How can I trust you? So these are like difficult challenges or difficult thoughts that will go through people's head. So how do we balance that? How do we come to a place of compromise or a place of like a middle ground between urbanization and community health? I think we'll round up from there.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's the big question for this session, and I really like the perspective that you give to it. Honestly, so urbanization is two things. There's the urbanization of population via population from infrastructure. So infrastructure is supposed to be used by the people. So number one, when there's no real management systems to understand how much of people are using a certain infrastructure, there seems to be something called infrastructure stress. So this would in turn have its effect on the people who are expecting to be served. So let's say, for instance, you made an instance about the train network. Let me just make a very vivid example.
Before Ore gets back, I'm sure he's having kind of network glitch. Thank you, Jane Miracle. Oh, I'm sure he's going to join back. Thank you, Jane Miracle. Thank you, Kojo Clicks. Thank you, the Dollar War. Thank you, Bitcoin. Thank you, Ogundafa. Thank you, Dami. Thank you, Oloma. Oh, thank you, everyone. Judith, I see you. Thank you. 10 times DG. Thank you. Let me try and see if we can get Ore back, because we're already at, he's here already. We're on the last part of this. I promise you in less than 10 minutes we'll be done with this. But thank you everyone that has been on this call so far. I really do appreciate you. I hope we're learning a lot. And please, if you have questions for me or questions for Ore, please, you can drop it on the chat box so we can have your questions come in. Thank you so much. Well, if in the next 2 minutes we can't get Ore, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. We can close up and maybe have a part 2 of this, because I know Ore has a lot to say. He has so much to say. But tell me, how's this session been so far? I want to engage just on the chat. How's it been so far? I need your comments. Let me know. Miracle, Oloma, Judith, Demi, tell me, how has the experience been so far? Have you been learning? What did you learn? What did you take home from here? How important is it to you when it comes to urbanization? Do you think we're doing well? What else do you think we should do to make life easier for people, to make community better? Please, it'll be nice to have your comments. We're just trying to get to it back. Oh, I guess it's network. Or is network is bad? Yeah. Thank you. I see the comments. All right, you're back. Your network.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm very sorry. My network threw me as well. It's one of the things you are saying. Don't worry, we'll survive. We'll tell our children that we did our best for the country.
Right. We did. We actually did our best.
So, like I was saying, quick one. I was talking about transportation infrastructure. Yeah. So let's say you're a 9 to 5er. You work. You need to go to work. Most people wake up 4 a.m. right, so that they can get to work on time by 8 a.m. This has a toll on their health, status, right? So how can we solve that with urbanization gimmicks? Ensure that transportation is better. How would you now solve that? Is left to you. That's why it's a government. That's why there are MDAs. That's why people are paid to be in these jobs, right? It's not being rude or being sentimental. This is how urbanization can help people live better lives. Because if I need to be at point B and I need to leave point A in a not so interesting way, I have problems with accessibility before I leave my street, before I get to the junction and I don't even see buses, or I see a bus that tells me to enter standing. All of those things people probably don't know, but it takes a toll on people's mental health, even down to their real health, because you get to inhale a lot of bad smokes out there in the atmosphere. You get a lot of sunburns and all of that, and it's because you are waiting for a bus. Where it is that in developed countries, you don't, where you are living on, sometimes you pray, I pray I meet bus, I pray I meet bus. Look, you are praying that prayer. But in developed countries, you know that if I get here by 7:30, I'm getting the bus, and in 30 minutes, I'm arriving. But yeah, it's dicey. Budgeting don't work like that. So that's a real issue. With getting access to health too is actually also a concern. When you are talking about urbanization, you need to understand that within a certain radius, there needs to be a primary healthcare facility that works to serve the people within that radius. It could be 1 to 1,000. There's an example about policing that a lot of people we are being under-policed. So it's like 1 police to 1,000 people. So the same thing applies to like health. If there is an health concern in a home today, how quick can they access real-time health facility? Health facility. So that's also something that has implications to health and urbanization too as well. Yeah, so I think those two major things actually imply, and I talked about green spaces, public spaces. You're in your house and you're just thinking here within your 4 walls. You barely even have somewhere you can go to and ease yourself of your psychological stress. We don't see it as a thing here, but it's actually a real concern, yeah. Because like according to a research, I even wrote it here, right? About 37% of people suffer mental health. In just between 1990 to 2022, the rate of between 1990 and 2022, the rate of people who have suffered mental health has increased by about 30%. That's outrageous, and that's tied to urbanization. So the more there is development, the more we are going fast. People need to understand that there needs to be a path where you connect with your health, and health is connected to nature in some sense and comfortability. But if there's too much chaos, there's disorganization in the planning structure, it definitely have its effects on public health, be it mental, be it psychological, be it physiological. In any way, it's going to affect the health. Even for elderly people, I even say down to socioeconomic problems. People die early because they don't get access to healthcare service because they're expecting one report. So there's also an issue with policies. Yeah. So urbanization comes with you are developing this place, right? That means you are creating facilities. As you are creating facilities, you are getting in staffs, you are creating structures. Your policies that support the structure should be able to serve the people. So that when they if you even provide the facility and I get to the facility, you don't tell me that because I'm not providing this, you can't solve it for me. So those are concerns that I feel like they are very pertinent to talking about urbanization and health. Let me just pause there since it's 5. Yeah.
Wow. Already, boss.
I'm right.
See me writing now. This is me writing. This is me. See my notes. See
like you're writing check for me.
You deserve it. I should write you a check. What? This is so deep. I've been learning a lot, and you can see from the comment section, people have been saying so insightful, very, very, very insightful. So that's the best word for this moment. Thank you, already. This is so deep. This is so profound. Now it will make me go back to think, and you actually reminded me of things. To be honest, I kind of think I now like village life than this city life. Because the thing is, yes, you don't have so much to worry about. In the evening, you come out, sit down under the cool breeze and just watch the moon. But we don't have that experience right now in the city. I don't remember.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want your honest response. When last did you see a butterfly? So we don't know we are really hurting ourselves, and butterflies are, I don't, that's damage to ecosystem basically. Don't worry, you don't have an answer to this.
No, I have one. I cannot remember. That is so true. So what happened? Our ecosystem threw them away or
Yeah.
what? Or burnt them?
But butterflies are used to pollinating flowers, right? So if you
Yeah,
don't have
that
enough,
is-
we have concrete jungles, have just large roads, buildings. Nobody cares about butterflies.
I feel
Yeah.
like very soon we'll start teaching our kids about animals from pictures.
Right.
There's no life.
Right.
Yes.
Put on this, they can quickly see both.
You're very. This is very deep. This is very deep.
Yeah.
Wow. So now, last words, right? We've talked about the government being like the main pioneer to the whole societal impact of urbanization, right? What can we as individuals, what impact, what not impact, what can we bring in? What solution can we provide, or what can we do to make it better? Because we can't keep sitting down and waiting for the government all the time. I mean, matter of fact, I believe that the government is us, right? As an individual, because I'm asking this question based on I want to learn, I want to know what I can do. Because this thing about not seeing a butterfly is something I've never thought about. And I remember being a child, I literally used to chase butterflies. Like I'll follow them, wait for me, or I'll stretch forth my hand and want the butterfly to catch on me. But I don't remember doing that now. So as an individual, what can we do to actually make our environment a very conducive place and a better place as an individual?
Okay. So good one. I believe it's going to be tied to what's the word now? Responsibility. Yeah, it's a responsibility of some sort. So I think people need to be more aware. So like for instance, this call we are having now is an of what we can make people understand certain things that are happening that they don't even know, and you are leveraging technology to actually pass this information. Very true. In that line, in what you can do to make things better. Number 2, solid waste disposal. So when I'm in vehicles with my friends, most of them already know me. If you eat something and you want to throw it outside the window, we are going to fight. So there are certain actions as individuals that are actually contributing to the damage of the environment, which is going to affect our public health. So let's say one person, you eat a wrap of gala, you throw out the sachet. Let's 1 million more people do that. So it's more of what's the word? It's a ripple effect. You do it today, you don't see it. You do it tomorrow. By the time a lot of people do it, it becomes a problem. So it's not until when that problem comes people now try to solve it. So it comes with responsible action, responsible consumption. There's some sense of what's the word now? Order to it. So as a young person, if some things, I think most of it is even down to responsible living, right? Lifestyle, such that you understand that it would be detrimental to the health of the environment and to me as well. So just avoid it. Then if there are people around you can still easily inspire, you can do this way, do this that way. Because it really can't tell. If you are also in an area in your workplace, or you hold an influential position to influence certain decisions, let's say you do real estate, so it's something that you can include in your business model, that we are going to prioritize green living within our estates. So you can do that. There are actually also conversations around recycling and whatnot. So those are also projects that individuals who feel they want to partner in helping with the environment, they can do that. So, but major of it will just lie in being intentional about protecting yourself and the environment from harm, basically.
Thank you so much, Ore. Now, this is really deep. About my environment. I've always been, but I'll be more intentional. At least one of the things I need to learn is how to do the recycling. Because for my trash, I just put everything. But it's recently I knew that there's a separate can. There's a separate trash for can, for bottles. So I didn't know that. These are this is why webinars like that are very important. So
this is why what you are doing, what you are doing is very important.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Aaron. It's amazing having you here. Thank you for accepting this big favor you're doing for me. Thank you for choosing to do it for me. I do not take it for granted. Thank you for doing it for us at Wellspare. We are really grateful and really appreciate you. And we look forward to doing this more again or more often, right? Because I feel like you do not even say a lot. There's a lot of things you want to say. It's something you're very passionate about. If I leave you, say for like 3 hours. But thank you so much, Ore. Yeah. God bless you. We really appreciate you. And I think we can come to the end of this webinar for today. And I look forward to having. I know this is going to take a while, right? It's going to take a while until we're able to create that environment we want to create. But I have faith, and I believe that with education, not just about school education, but education, like telling people about what they need to know, we're going to have a conducive environment, a conducive country, a better Lagos. Because one thing I do now, like you said about people discarding their trash from the bus, I don't let it. When I'm in the public place, I said, no, okay, I'll hold that thing until you see a trash can.
Yes,
you throw it.
I'll tell you, I don't know, I'll just feel offended that this young person is telling me the right thing to do.
Exactly. So I believe that if we can have more people do things like that, our environment will be a good place and a conducive place to be at. But I need not take so much of the time. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have any other thing you want to say, last words.
Yeah, I just want to say a big shout out to everyone who has participated in the conversation. Demi Koda says, I think he has dropped the comment there about just empowerment. Yeah. Thank you very much for following, for joining the conversation. Judith, Deji, Andrew, everyone who has actually joined, I appreciate you. I don't take your time for granted, and I look forward to always having this conversation with anyone. And you as well, Amarachi, thank you very much. And the team.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you. So this, I say bye-bye.
All right, bye.
And have a lovely evening.